Good morning, gang. Happy Friday morning. You know what that means. Today's the day where stuff will get slipped out in the news that they don't want anybody to notice or think about over the weekend. Except there's way too many people like me out there who pay attention. So as you notice by the title, I'll say anything or nothing. Not talking about me. That's talking about our cackling hen who thinks she's qualified to be president of the United States. Yesterday was not a good day for Kamala Harris because basically on every issue yesterday, she got hammered, put in her place, caught in lies, etc., etc., etc. Now, some were her straight out of her mouth. Others were out of the potato who's supposedly running the country, but of course nobody's seen or heard from him in, 7 weeks now? Great. Do we even have any leadership in this country right now? Right? We don't know anything about the pagers the other day. Great intel work there, guys. You don't know anything about what our greatest ally in the Middle East is doing. Okay, you certainly don't know anything about what the enemies are doing, but now you don't even know what the allies are doing. There's a good start for the day. Yippee. All right. So if anybody even knew about this, Kamala Harris did an interview yesterday, if you can call it that. She sat down in Michigan to sit and talk with, of all people, that world-renowned, hard-hitting journalist, Oprah Winfrey. Talk about walking into the lion's den, right? Yeah, sure, okay. I'm surprised they didn't have it over a bottle of wine. But it was kind of interesting to listen to her non-answers to questions. They kind of tried to do it a little bit like a town hall, and every time one of the spectators, one of their attendees, asked a question, she'd go off for a minute talking about anything but the answer to the question. Something along the lines of, what are you going to do to bring prices down? Word salad, word salad, word salad, word salad. Yeah, the prices are too high and I have a plan to bring it down. Yes, but ma'am, we asked you what your specific plan was. Word salad, word salad, word salad, word salad. No answer. Until she went off script. And that was a really good one because she flip-flopped in literally one sentence. Which is hilarious to try to say both sides of an argument in a sentence. Talk about word salad. So they were talking about one issue, guns, of course. Oh, I'm a supporter of the Second Amendment, but I believe in red flag laws. I believe in gun confiscation. I believe in an assault weapons ban. Yes, don't get me on what an assault weapon is. I'm using their quotes. Okay. And then she comes out and she goes, yeah, but somebody breaking into my house is probably going to get shot. And of course, the world blew up on her going, oh, guns for thee and not for me? Is that how it works? So she's still professing her belief that there's going to be door-to-door gun confiscation in this country. But if somebody comes to her house to confiscate her guns, maybe, they're going to get shot. Oops. And it was cackling away. Probably shouldn't have said that. No, you probably should have. You're telling us that you're lying. You're either a puppet saying all this stuff to cater to your base, or you truly believe that you should own guns and we shouldn't. So that was the highlight of her great conversation with Oprah yesterday. Again, if there's somebody that I'm going to put credibility in to be an interviewer, if I want to show the public that I'm serious, I go talk to Oprah. Now, sure, I'm not going to say by any means that she shouldn't go do an interview with Oprah. No problem. I mean, I get that. Go do the late night TV shows or whatever. Hell, Trump went and did Gutfeld the other night. But don't come across as that's an interview. Go talk to reporters. Go talk to, I don't know, pick one. I mean, even friendlies. Go talk to CNN or MSNBC. Go do a town hall and answer a question, right? But that was it. So where I say that, we go into the second issue that she got hammered on yesterday, and that would be energy. And how did this one come out? Well, this would be the I absolutely believe in banning fracking. Remember? Raise my hand. But then during the debate, no, I don't believe in banning fracking. Oh, which way is it? Well, the energy companies, who are one of the biggest employers in the state of Pennsylvania, came out yesterday and said they don't trust a thing that Kamala Harris says. They don't trust a thing that Joe Biden says. That if she's elected, that the energy industry will die in Pennsylvania, and that the state will eventually die because you will lose one of the biggest employers in the state, and that people will move out of the state. Where are they going to go? Oh, I don't know, Texas, Florida, Tennessee, yada, yada. I hate to tell you guys, Texas is full, Tennessee's full, Florida's full. There ain't anything here to buy in the way of houses, and I can probably speak for Florida and Texas too, that unless you can afford some $1 million plus hovel, moving ain't a good idea. We need to fix the state you're in. But so you had the CEO of one of the biggest energy companies in Pennsylvania coming out yesterday and saying, if Kamala Harris wins, it'll be a disaster for the state of Pennsylvania. Not probably what Kamala Harris wanted to hear in a swing state. So then you went into the next issue, which of course would be the border, right? And the 20 plus million illegals that we've had cross the border during their administration. The fact that she was the border czar, as much as she'll try to deny that, there's countless times where Biden referred to her as the border czar, where she referred to herself as the border czar, et cetera, where Congress did, the media, you name it. Okay, but trying to backpedal saying, no, you weren't the one in charge of the border, it's going to be a little difficult. Nobody believes you. Well, you had the San Diego Border Patrol section chief come out yesterday and talk about how much of a failure she was on the Border Patrol, or on the border. Now, mind you, in this same Oprah interview, she said that she believes in securing the borders, okay? That we have to do that. You know, kind of like she went up and says, we need to build a wall. Remember that from about a month ago? Yeah, where'd that idea come from? What was being done that you and your administration stopped being done? Oh, and then sold all the parts off for pennies on the dollar. Don't tell me you believe in border security. But the Border Patrol section chief came out and said they had an exponential increase in what are called SIAs, significant interest aliens. In other words, terrorists. That, during the Trump administration, they averaged about 10 to 15 border crossings a year by SIAs, by terrorists, okay? In 2022, that went up to 100, tenfold. In 2023, it was way over 100. And it's even more than that this year. So where she's claiming that she's pro-closing the border, even though she's pro-illegal immigrant, and there's a difference here between immigrant and illegal alien, okay? There's a big difference. Come in legally, and everybody's cool with that. Come in illegally, nobody's cool with that. But so if we've increased by over 10 times the amount of terrorists we are allowing in the United States, please tell me what you did as the borders are. If you believe in border security so much, I'll ask the question everybody else has. Why haven't you done anything in the last 4 years? Okay, there's that question. So she got hammered by the Border Patrol with facts on this. It's the one thing that the Democrats can't face, and that's factual information. So continuing, let's talk about the economy. Now, y'all said saw what the Fed did the other day and cut interest rates by 50 basis points, 0.5%, because we have to stimulate the economy. No, basically what they did that for was to stimulate the Kamala Harris campaign, saying, look, we brought interest rates down. Well, yippee. With the wave of his pen, Jerome Powell can go, interest rates go up, go down. Okay, it doesn't make a lick of difference. You can say, well, all the Fed governors and everything said that, this is what we need to do. Right, okay, they can say whatever they want, but ultimately the decision comes down to Jerome Powell. And, of course, Jerome Powell is a dyed-in-the-wool liberal. But, no, he doesn't take his marching orders from the White House at all, from Joe Biden trying to help Kamala Harris, or Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton ordering him to do this to make it look, no, that's not possible at all. Because Joe Biden came out and said he's never talked to Jerome Powell. Yeah, he said that. Except there's at least 3 times that there were Oval Office meetings on film with reporters there where Biden and Jerome Powell were talking together. So either Joe's memory is that much mush, or they are trying to gaslight the American people again. It's about time that liberals realize that they are being gaslit like crazy. Kamala Harris will say anything she can to potentially get elected. It doesn't matter if it's the truth. It doesn't matter if it's a lie. If she thinks it'll get her a vote, she'll say it, okay? We may hear from Biden or Harris, one of the two, that they plan to colonize Mars next year. Who knows, I mean, this is what they're going to do. We figured out how to get diamonds off of Jupiter, right? They'll say that, We want to give money to everybody. Where it comes from, they have yet to say. But they'll say anything they want just in order to get elected. What do? Nothing. And again, I will say what I've said over and over and over. Just look at what the Democrats have done to the black community in this country in the last 6 or 7 decades. Okay? More than my entire life. They promise the world and deliver squat. You are the most important person up until the first Monday in November, and you are completely forgotten on the first Wednesday of November. They promise everything and don't deliver anything. That's just the way it goes. Now, I don't expect any of those factual pieces of information that came out yesterday on pretty much all of the important issues in this election to sway a single liberal. They are so brainwashed that they will agree with whatever Kamala Harris says. Okay. Oh, she's against fracking. I believe that now. Oh, Jerome Powell had no influence from the White House whatsoever. I believe that now. Oh, Kamala Harris would never shoot somebody in her doorway. She wants to we don't need guns. We want to be just like Great Britain or Australia and how highly successful those things have been. I believe that now. Okay. Oh, there's nobody coming across the southern border that's dangerous. Don't worry. Lake and Riley or any of those issues, those were just one-offs. I believe that now. That's the liberal hive mind. The thing is, the election is not going to be won or lost by how many liberals are swayed. there's 30% of this country that will vote for a peanut butter sandwich if it's got a D next to its name. No different than there's 30% of this country that'll vote for a peanut butter sandwich if it has an R next to its name. Now, I ask you the difference here. You tell me what a Republican is. Is a Republican Donald Trump? Is a Republican Lindsey Graham? Adam Kinzinger? Liz Cheney? Can you see the difference? This is why going into the issues is so important. You know who goes into the issues quite well? Independents. The 40% plus of the country that defines their political ideology as independent. And that's good. Okay? And whether or not they say they're libertarian or whether or not they say they're communist or whatever, they don't align with the Democrats, they don't align with the Republicans. They have differences. I fall into that category too. I do not agree with everything that the GOP says by a long shot. All right? Take, for example, the continuing resolution and the SAVE Act that was attached to it. That failed. Okay. Why did it fail? Because the Democrats voted against it, and so did 14 true conservatives. Because all the rhinos and the neocons in Congress were like, yeah, let's just spend more money. Okay. That'll get more money to the military-industrial complex, and that means I can put more in my pocket. No. The independents look at this differently. And that's a good thing, because the independents are the ones that are going to decide this election. And sure, some of them are brainwashed enough to believe in Kamala Harris. Some of them are brainwashed enough that think that mean tweets mean something. Some of them believe the bullshit line that Donald Trump is going to be a dictator or is a threat to democracy. And every time somebody says that, I just remind them. So in his last tenure as president, because remember, he was president, please tell me what dictatorial policies he implemented. And please tell me what happened to democracy, because correct me if I'm wrong, we had another election, albeit completely crooked. And even though he lost in a crooked election, he still left the White House peacefully, and the potato moved in, right? This election will be decided by independents. And call me an optimist, but I still believe that there's enough people in this country, independently minded, who can think for themselves and go, I don't want high gas prices. I don't want high food prices. I don't want unaffordable housing. I don't want men and women's locker rooms, etc., etc., etc. I want to close the border. I want to stop crime. We need to refund the police. Kamala Harris had a very bad day yesterday. They won't admit it, but when you start putting the puzzle pieces together and look at everything that happened, I still hold hope, if, big if, there is an election, that Kamala Harris will have her next job either walking Figueroa Street in Los Angeles or applying for a job at McDonald's, because hopefully her political career is over. Because she sure as hell ain't no way that California is going to elect her as senator again or governor, or anybody's going to put her in as a prosecutor. She's pretty much done. The best thing that could happen is that she rides off into the sunset with her tail tucked between her legs. Maybe she'll write a book. Maybe she'll go give speeches. But it better be a coloring book, because it's not like she has anything to tell us about what she's done in her career. And she certainly doesn't have anything to tell us about what she could potentially do if, God forbid, she got elected to the highest office in the land. Pinball out.